Hello Chameleon Wranglers. Today we're going to be talking about one aspect of setting up your misting system, and that's putting together your water reservoir. That's the bucket that's going to be holding all of the water. Now, many systems come with their own reservoir, but the highest end, the one that we mostly use, Mist King, does not. And that makes sense. Why pay for the shipping an empty bucket when you can go to Home Depot or your home improvement store and get one very cheap? And so what they do is they're going to send you a bulkhead that allows you to put a hole into a bucket, and then it just allows the water to come out in a 1/4-inch tubing. And so today I'm going to go over that one roadblock that keeps a lot of people from using Mist King, and that is setting up your reservoir. And so that's what we're going to do today. First thing you need to do is get a bucket, something to hold the water in. The flatter the sides, the better. But this bucket I'm actually able to make work. We are able to get enough of a seal around this curvature that your standard 5-gallon, this is a 5-gallon bucket. So your standard 5-gallon bucket from the home improvement store tends to work. So once you have your bucket, we're actually going to have to drill that hole. And this is the best kind of bit to drill these holes. I am using a 5/8. The instructions say that a 9/16 can be used, and that's a little bit smaller, and that can be used if you can use it on a plastic like this where you can really shove it through and you get a very tight fit. I use the 5/8. I've been able to make it work without it being that tight of a fit. So let's go ahead and drill our hole. Now when you drill your hole, you want to make it as close to the bottom as possible, but you do have to shove in this entire stem here. So I usually make it, let's see, right about there. Now you're going to have to find in your Mist King package this bulkhead and this rubber ring. And what we're going to do is take off the end nut off of the bulkhead, and we're going to shove this through that hole that we just drilled in our bucket. Once you put the bulkhead in, the O-ring and the nut, you're going to want to hand tighten it until it's pretty tight. After that, you get 2 wrenches. One's going to hold the nut on the inside, and one's going to be turning on the outside, and so you tighten it down very tight. Now, this is where it gets tricky because you don't want to go so far that you strip the nut. Luckily, Mist King is sending out a metal bulkhead, so that's not as easy to do as it used to be. When in doubt, stop tightening, because all you have to do is fill the bucket with water and see if there's any leaking. If there is, then you just tighten it a little bit more. Now, when you're doing the bucket fill test, you're going to want to find this piece here. See if you can see this. This is going to be plug, and it's going to plug the outside here, because you don't want the water to flow out the bulkhead. Let's go ahead and fill the bucket and see how well I've done. So I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Now, Mist King includes a sediment filter, at least in version 5. They have so many versions of this. And this is meant to be put inside the bucket, so it makes sure that rocks and stuff don't get into the misting system. Now, hopefully you're using just distilled water, and so there wouldn't be any sediment in there. But since it's there, let's go ahead and put it in. And so we need to get the filter, screw it on to the adapter. Then we just need this length of tubing. Put it in there. I admit that there's a little bit of effort that goes into making this, but it's worth it because the Mist King system is the best misting system that we have. And all of these other misting systems that have come out just haven't matched the quality of the Mist King yet. Now, there is a company called Climist that does make systems that are comparable to the Mist King. And setting up a reservoir for the Climist system is exactly like it is for the Mist King. And so, enjoy misting your chameleons. This is Bill Strand signing off, and to you and your chameleons, happy misting.